the last story. Before I get into that, I just want to talk about Los Angeles and what are they spraying? I know somebody said that it's vapor trails from a plane. I'm willing to have that discussion. First off, I want to start off and say, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm really not. I'm not somebody who watches 2 YouTube videos and just believes it. I think those type of people are very foolish and naive. It's like someone who watches CNN and believes everything they hear. I don't believe it just because I heard a YouTube video. I'm very skeptical of even conspiracy theorists. To be honest, I think a lot of conspiracy theorists that are mainstream are not the most credible or honest people. But when it comes to chemtrails, I've always been very intrigued for multiple reasons. One, there's literal laws on the books in Wikipedia, like you could check on government websites, where they say that it's illegal in certain areas to manipulate the weather. You know, Google or do a search on China weather manipulation. They've multiple times changed the weather in certain areas to get an outcome of weather that they want. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's literally real. So it's like, I can't stand when people are like, oh, normally you're so crazy. Like, no, it's in the law. It's on government websites. It's literally completely real. It's on China's Wikipedia if you search weather manipulation. And CNN recently published an article saying they want to do it more if they're not already doing it. They said, we need to dim the sun. We need to get some sort of craft to shoot across and spray a bunch of, I can't remember, I think it was graphite, but I don't remember exactly. It's literally real. So just real quick, that's my pet peeve. Normally, how dare, it's like, no, there's 19 different ways I could verify this, including CNN, mainstream media, and government websites. But what sparked my interest today was I was going for a walk, and first of all, I live in Los Angeles, and when it rains in Los Angeles, you see clouds. Like, you know what clouds are? We saw them when we were kids. You don't see them that much in Los Angeles. There's a lot of smog. I know that's the reason, but when it rains, you see actual clouds. They're like fluffy, and they look like clouds. Sometimes they're a little weirdo shaped, but today, I just see lines going across the sky, and I see them all the time in Los Angeles, but what's crazier is today I finally saw it in action, because I don't like to talk about things that I didn't witness or know for sure. And if I do talk about them, I still leave it open. But I see 2 planes going side by side. So one plane literally has no trail on it, and it's just going like this. The other plane has a ridiculously wide and massive trail that spans miles. And I watched it for 30, 40 minutes. It didn't evaporate like vapor. It stayed in the air, and there were 3 lines right next to each other, and I saw the 2 planes looking exactly the same. One was spraying or dropping something. I mean, it's not vapor. Maybe, I mean, I'm not saying that they're killing people, or I'm not going to go the distance. Oh my God, they're killing I'm not saying that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, or I'm not like irrational. I'm just saying clearly they're doing something. It's not a real cloud, and I saw it with my own eyes, like very close. I didn't have my camera, unfortunately, but I'm just curious to what they're spraying or what's really going on. It's similar to the argument with vaccines. Okay, so are vaccines inherently terrible? I don't think so. I think the fact that a lot of people don't have polio and other horrible diseases from the past is very great. I'm not anti-vaccine, but do I think that vaccines cause autism and other things? I do. I actually do. I mean, maybe that's so crazy. I'm not anti-vax saying they're bad, but if you pump 15 things, like if you give me 15 different pills when I'm 2 years old, is it going to have some sort of effect on my brain or my body? Probably, because little babies are not meant to take 15 different medications at once. I think that's pretty standard, normal way of thinking, but they don't think that way. There's 2 ways. Either the anti-vaxxers are super crazy and no one listens to them, or you have the people like, you're crazy, you hate medicine, and you're like, nah, not really. Just to talk about that real quick, Reggie Bush, the running back who used to play for the Saints, he posted a YouTube link, and he said, hey guys, I started looking into vaccination, like what are your stories? And he posted the link. Within 24 hours, YouTube, like Orwellian Twitter, took the link down. So now that YouTube link that Reggie Bush, running back of the Saints, tried to share isn't up anymore. And you could see in the comments, a lot of people have stories of their kids getting injured from vaccines. So that's a side note. All I want to say is I've no idea. I don't really have a theory. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I'm not blaming the government or blaming medicine companies. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just think in pursuit of helping people, maybe we're doing the wrong things. And that's my big critique of like liberalism nowadays. It's like, do I want the globe to heat up? But no, of course, I don't want everyone to die. But if you're not rational about what you're actually doing, if it's helping and the proper way to get there, then you're going to end up hurting people. And all I know is today in the sky and many other days, I saw a plane spraying something, and I see it quite often, and the skies, whether it's smog, maybe it's dirt and pollution, they're not clouds. Like in Los Angeles, you rarely see normal clouds, usually only when it rains or if you're very lucky and the skies clear up. And on that note, before I leave this story, I do want to say, just to back it up with medical proof, I've been very healthy the last year. I got an air purifier, and I actually breathe clear in my house now. Like I'll go a whole day and I won't have any mucus. If you guys notice, I swallow a lot like I just did, and I have trouble breathing. Like in Los Angeles, the air is really bad. This air purifier, I put it on all day now. I breathe normally the whole day. I don't have sinus problems at all. When I got really sick and had like post-nasal drip, which happens sometimes in the year, I went to the doctor and I asked him how to not get this. The doctor in Los Angeles, he looked at me and he said, if you really want to not get sick, you want to know the real truth? Because I let him know I was a real one. You know, he probably doesn't tell most people this, but he said, you want to know the truth? If you don't want to get sick, leave Los Angeles, because there's particles and dirt all in the air. So he's like, if you really want to stop getting sick, you got to get out of this city because it's filled with dirt and pollution. He told me that to my face, not a conspiracy theorist, my medical doctor. He also told me that this, and I want people to really listen to me, people that are like progressives or liberal type people, because I know you guys have good hearts. I know, honestly, sometimes you guys know more than conservatives. I'm not hating. He told me that he's not even allowed to do what he wants to do because the Attorney General or the Secretary of State, no, I believe the Attorney General of California dictates what they do in the medical practice. So he was like scared to even tell me. I let him know I was a real one. He told me the air is polluted and dirty and makes you sick. But he also told me that he's not allowed, he's not free to do what he thinks is best. He has to do what the politicians say are best. This is because California, I mean, it might happen in other places, but it's because California is like socialist, communist type liberal. They're not like, oh, we love the gays. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, we all love gays. Well, some people don't. That's their problem. But that's what they do under socialism. Yeah, universal health care. Like, oh, it sounds great. Everyone's going to get health care, right? Here's things they don't tell you. One, everyone has to pay for it. Under Obamacare, I had to pay. If I didn't pay, I got a fee. So I got like $8,000 stolen from me by Obama that I wouldn't have normally paid. And prices skyrocket up because there's no competition and there's no way to opt out. So that's all they do. They just gouge you for money and tax the living crap out of you. That's what they would do under Bernie Sanders. So one, it's a mandatory fee. It's not free. You're paying for it. Everyone's paying for it. And it's just going to go up and up and up because that's how a system works. That's a singular unit that has no sort of competition or free market. And I'm not saying that there is a free market in medicine. The whole system's corrupt. But another thing that people don't understand is if it is socialized healthcare, you have government controlling the entire health industry. So what happens in California, doctors can't be doctors because the state of California is super far left liberal and they have like control issues. The politicians control it. That's what would happen to the whole nation under universal Bernie Sanders singular government controlled dystopian healthcare. It's not a good idea. It's a complete scam. They use 3 or 4 talking points and make you think that they're saving people, but what they're really doing is they're going to F up everything, man. This is why, I mean, I don't want to make false comparisons, but Hitler, Mussolini, they're all socialists because that's how you get government control. You don't do it like Trump or Reagan. You don't say, we're going to slash regulations and gain control. No, lowering government control and making government smaller, it's not easy to take over. You do it through liberalism and progressivism. You make all these claims. We're going to get the health care and the free education. Now you have all government-run schools. You have all government-controlled health care. It's an absolute ridiculous nightmare, and they're already doing it in California. So God help us all if any of these people ever win office. They're complete cowards. They're complete frauds. They're complete liars. And I'm just letting you know because I'm very passionate about it because I know that the talk is nice, but when push comes to shove, what it's going to mean is the Attorney General and the government controlling doctors, literally on every level, so they can't actually do what they tell you. They will be owned and controlled by the politicians, just like they are in California. Just letting you know, as a friend.